The newest wave of Secret Lair bonus cards have just surfaced, but this time there's a significant difference.
Magic. I am a wizard! History. I'm an old wizard! The magic historian. My bones hurt.
Greetings, owners of fine luxury cardboard rectangles, my friends. I hope the day finds you well because we have gathered to talk about the newest wave of Secret Lair bonus cards. So not only do we have some interesting new cards to gawk at, but we're also going to talk about how this wave is fundamentally different than every previous wave. So first things first, let's start out with the cards. Up on the screen, first thing you're going to see is Sliver Hive. All right, now you may actually have the same internal reaction that I did when I saw this card and go, well, no, this isn't a Secret Lair bonus card. How could it be? That's just Sliver Hive. When you look at it, look at the text there. Sliver Hive, taps for a colorless mana, taps to add 1 mana of any color, spend this mana only to cast a Sliver spell, 5 mana and tap it, create a 1/1 colorless Sliver creature token, activate only if you control a Sliver. What makes this a Secret Lair bonus card at all? Well, in the most technical sense, it's the fact that they put it in the Secret Lairs and down at the bottom it says SLD, right? You can see the 668. This is clearly a Secret Lair bonus card. But what makes it different? What makes it special? The answer, my friends, is literally just the extended border, all right? So this is the first time we've seen something of this nature, where Wizards is taking something that you can get in a normal fashion and just giving you an extended border. You may be thinking to yourself that the basic lands that they included from Jumpstart also fits into the same category, but those are actually different because Jumpstart was a super limited product, right? So it was very difficult to get the lands that were associated with it. These basic lands in some cases were worth $10, $15, $20 because of the difficulty acquiring them. On top of that, you wouldn't get them in foil as well. So when they included the basic lands in foil in the Secret Lair, they were actually providing something you could not get any other way, thus making it unique. And in the most technical sense, you can say that about this Sliver Hive too. But Sliver Hive was printed in a regular standard release. It was printed in one of the core sets. And as a result, you can already get it in both regular and foil editions, right? So really the only thing that is bonus about this specifically, aside from the other cards that are identical to it, is the extended border. Now the fact that these will be foil, an extended border, and somewhat limited will make these most likely far more desirable than those basic lands. I want to be very clear that while this Sliver Hive is less unique than the basic lands they included in the Secret Lairs before, it's still a far more desirable bonus card because at the end of the day, this is a card that Sliver lovers are all about, and it's never going to go out of style. The thing generates slivers and gives you mana of any color for slivers. It's an auto include. So as far as bonus cards go in that regard, I think it's actually a much better choice than the foil basic lands, because I think that when most people take a look at Secret Lairs, if you open it up and you just get like a foil forest or a foil swamp, especially if you don't know what the Jumpstart situation is, it's an absolute feel-bad moment. So Wizards of the Coast has avoided that concept here with the Sliver Hive. All right, now the next card I want to talk about is a lot more fun because it continues in the chain of persistent petitioners. If you've been keeping up to date, you will know that we've actually had a sequence of different versions of these petitioners through the Secret Lair bonus cards, all based on fun, wonky concepts right out there. You have kind of automatons on one, you have another one where you have pigeon wrappers. It's really out there concepts, but I love what they're doing because when you look at persistent petitioners, actually let's break down what the card is. 1 blue and 1 for a human advisor. When you take a look at the artwork, it's decidedly not looking like a human. I do love that as they make all these different variations, they look, no, this isn't human, but their creature type still counts as human because you're using the original rulings, right? So the advisor is 1 and tap to target player mill card, tap 4 untapped advisors you control, target player mills 12 cards, and a deck can have any number of cards named persistent petitioners. So this is playing off the old rat concept of Magic the Gathering, where in the beginning days, the only thing that you could play with unlimited amounts of were very particular rats, and they kind of kept the ability keyed into black. But then over time, they went and extended it out into other colors, going, you know what? You can have multiple copies of this. You can have multiple copies of this. And Persistent Petitioners is Blue Mill's version, right? So they have done, if I'm not mistaken, about 5 different variations of the Petitioners now, which is really fun for people who want to build up a deck out of the different variations of them. You can pick the kind of flavor that you vibe on. And this one is wild to me. At first I was looking at it and going, what is the connection here? What are they petitioning against? You've got a little bird, you've got what looks like a little lobster or crayfish man, and then you've got a bunny, but it's wearing one of those like frilled little, like he's nobility or something. So my brain went, wait, what's going on here? And then I read the flavor text and it says, we will no longer sit idly by, fearing for our lives. To that end, and if you didn't know, all of the Persistent Petitioner cards have this little sequence where they basically have it's like a continuous sentence that you could flow through to different cards. So one of them has with the robots, it's like, the Overmind demands cake. The Overmind also demand, it just continues on like that. I find that to be a lot of fun. But ultimately, it clicked into my head when I looked at it and I saw the rolling pins and I put it together. I'm like, these are all foodstuffs. These are little creatures like a little baby bunny, a little chick, and I guess a tiny little lobster who are like, bro, we don't want to be dinner anymore. So they've staged a revolution. They have the rolling pins, right? You've got the bird in the front who's kind of holding the rolling pin almost up as like a gesture of reconciliation. Like, I offer you this in friendship. But then behind it, you've got the lobster with this look on his face of like fear and awe, but at the same time, he's got the rolling pin lifted up like a club. But the bunny has the most fearful expression of all of them, holding up this massive document that I suppose it's the bird orating it. I'm imagining this as like, you got the bunny back there holding the documentation. You got the little bird here basically demanding their lives. And you've got the lobster in the back on guard duty, man. I don't know. There's just something about their panicked expressions. I love this. This is a lot of fun. And I hope that Wizards continues down this path of Persistent Petitioner action. Now, I said that these bonus cards, this wave, is unlike any other. And any more cards that show up in this wave, because bear in mind, there may be more cards that show up in this wave, will have the same thing applied to them. Because these bonus cards specifically come from the Capricorn Secret Lair. And in case you're not aware of that, that is one of Wizards' 12 horoscope secret layers. So these are the January release secret layers, right? Now, you may realize that with previous secret layers, what happens is you put in your order, they get shipped out, we find out about the bonus cards, and then people who already have the box sets go, man, I hope that bonus card is in my box set. And all the people who didn't get the box set go, man, I missed out on the goodness. But this is a situation where these bonus cards will be available to you for a very long period of time. Because they're part of the Capricorn Secret Lair, this secret lair is going to be on sale all year. So they started selling it in January, and they plan to sell it until December, and they're also going to be selling it as one gigantic batch secret lair. So when you take that into account, all of a sudden, what this does is it doesn't automatically, but it opens the door to drastically increase the supply of these particular secret layer bonus cards. So I would not be surprised in the slightest to see the prices on these Capricorn Secret Lair bonus cards be lower than all the other Secret Lair bonus cards across the board. Because as far as I'm concerned, these become the most common Secret Lair bonus cards. You may be able to argue as we get further down the chain, because bear in mind that with the horoscope Secret Lairs, you're not going to get a year to order each one. It's going to be like, you got a full year for the one that comes out in January, but the one that comes out mid-year, you've only got half a year to order it. So if they come out with different bonus cards for the secret layers that are further down the chain, let's say the November, December ones, where we won't even know what the bonus cards are until they stop selling the secret layers, those horoscope bonus cards will be on the same level as the original Secret Lair bonus cards, but the ones we're dealing with right now, specifically Persistent Petitioners of this variation and the Sliver Hive that I showed you, those two are going to have more versions of them available because there will be people who are incentivized by these bonus cards to purchase the Secret Lairs. Will there be as many of these as other Secret Lair bonus cards? That depends on the overall popularity of the Horoscope Secret Lairs, because at the end of the day, they are just based on 5 basic lands of one type, right? So it is kind of a crazy situation, and it does separate these bonus cards out into their own category. So that wraps up the video. I hope you enjoyed it, my friends. I'm going to leave a link to yesterday's video. It did very poorly, but was an awesome opening video. Go check it out. It's a good time. And I'll also leave a link to the newest Phyrexian lore that Wizards released a couple of days ago. I covered over on Fantasy Geographic. Thank you to my patrons, and I will see you all, my friends, in the next video.